Hey everybody, welcome to Vacuum Wars. Today I'm reviewing another highly requested cordless vacuum, the Miele Triflex HX1. I had a lot of fun testing it out this week, and I think there's some really cool innovations and surprising specs with the HX1 that I'm excited to get into, so links in the description to everything I'll mention, and let's get started. First, let's go through the basics. The Miele Triflex HX1 is a premium cordless vacuum which comes in a variety of price points. There is the regular HX1 like I have, which comes in a couple different colors for the same price. Then you have the HX1 Cat and Dog, which has LED lights on the floor head. And finally, the Triflex HX1 Pro, which has the LED floor head as well as one extra battery. It gets the name Triflex because of the three different ways it can be configured. You can use it in handheld mode for above floor cleaning. You can use it in the standard configuration, which most cordless vacuums use, with the handle connected to the stick, which is connected to the floor head. Or you can use it in by far my favorite way, which is by connecting the main base directly to the cleaner head and then connecting the stick to the handle. The reason I like this so much is that number one, as regular vacuum viewers know, I'm always griping about regular stick vacuums and how they put too much weight on your forearm. And the Triflex solves this problem by only putting a minimal amount of weight on your arm in this configuration. It also means that it can stand up on its own for storage or breaks. I also think it performs better as well, as there's more weight pushing down on the brush head and there's less of a distance for the air to travel. And I did measure a slight increase in power in this configuration compared to the standard stick configuration. It wasn't much, but it was there. It's a pretty big innovation, and I wouldn't be surprised if other manufacturers start copying the design. Moving on to the test and review portion, and I'll do this in a normal pros and cons format. I think my favorite part of the HX1 was the way that it handled. Its swivel was nice and smooth. The grip on the handle felt noticeably good in my hand, which is something I can't ever remember commenting on before. And when it's in its lightweight configuration, the one I mentioned earlier, it's pretty much as good as it gets in terms of cordless vacuum ergonomics. Longtime fans of Miele will love that it has excellent filtration, which is seen on many of Miele's other vacuums, and it did pass the particle filtration test with no increase in the 2.3 micron particles from the baseline, which is good. It had really good power, which I measure in a variety of ways. For instance, the airflow was well above average in its high power setting, and really only the Dysons and a few others are in that area of power, but it was especially good in its low power setting too, where I measured it at 35 CFM at the head, which is more powerful than the Dysons in their low power setting, which will come up again later. Interestingly, in the traditional sealed suction test at the base, it was below average, but in the new unsealed or usable suction test, which I did a video on last week, it was again right up there with the Dysons on high power and better than the Dysons on low power. It did better than average with the crevice pickup test because of that good seal and that good suction. It also did good with deep cleaning carpets, scoring a 98 on high power and a 92 on low power, which are both great numbers, though kind of expected for a vacuum in this price range. Its cleaner head was a lower profile with multiple smaller gates, and its brush was able to be removed for easy cleaning, which is a nice touch. That power translated to a great pickup on hard floors and carpet, at least with fine and smaller debris. I especially noticed the airflow on hard floors with fine debris. It did have its limitations with pickup though, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. One big pro is the battery. It has a 2500 milliamp battery, which is removable, so you can buy more if you need to or easily replace it, which is a feature I really like. But the battery life is excellent as well. Of course, they say it can get 60 minutes of runtime like many other vacuum companies, but that's just in handheld mode and in low power, which is not very practical. But the real world battery life numbers are pretty significant. They say it can get 30 minutes on low power with the head attached and 17 minutes on high power with the head attached, which is very good because it's typical to see vacuums with this amount of airflow have much shorter max power battery life numbers. And 30 minutes on low power is also really good when you remember how much more power the Miele had on low power than its competitors. I'm not going to say it has the best battery efficiency out there, but it's certainly well above average. The final pro I'll mention is that I liked the docking station. You can mount it on a wall and store the 3 included tools on it as well. Before I get to the negative stuff, I wanted to mention a couple just neutral items. Its noise level, which I tested on hard floors and carpet on high power, was pretty much exactly average at 70 and 71 decibels respectively. Also, its tool set, a dusting brush, a crevice tool, and an upholstery tool, were just about average. Alright, let's move on to the cons. Number one, I thought the cleaner head was a bit limiting for this price range. While it was good for fine debris, it was really low profiled, and it snowplowed Cheerio-sized debris on hard floors and carpet, which isn't very good. Many vacuums in this price range offer some kind of compensation if that's the case, whether it's a second soft roller in the package, or in the case of the Dysons, a head with adjustable gates. It's not that big a deal if you won't be encountering larger debris at all, but it will slow you down quite a bit if you do. The second thing was that it had a standard roller, which wasn't very good for hair wrap at all. I tested it with 1 gram of 7-inch and 1 gram of 14-inch hair, and it was pretty bad, really below average, at least in the cordless vacuum world, where anti-tangle brushes are starting to become more common, at least with premium cordless vacuums. Its dustbin was, I think, unnecessarily complicated. There were like 4 steps to empty the bin, and it was a little clunky to take on and off, and I really didn't see the benefit of this unique design, though I could be missing something. Finally, my standard nitpick is the price. I feel that it's a bit overpriced personally. I think for lovers of Miele, they won't mind paying the premium, but I would have liked to see a little more for the price tag. That being said, it's a terrific cordless vacuum with top-of-the-line performance specs and features, as well as big-time innovations that should make a big impact on the industry, and I hope it does well. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars to keep up with all the latest vacuums, robot vacuums, and carpet cleaners. Thanks for watching.